Hey guys, and welcome back to more insanity. So today we are subsoiling the fields. Supposedly, from what Eric says, a couple of you guys had suggested to do this to help drain our fields instead of putting drain tile in, because drain tile is expensive and time consuming, and there's only so many times a year you can do it. So this is kind of like a cheap temporary alternative to putting in drain tile, which we will have to do, but we did this in a couple of spots last year and it really seemed to help. So Eric thought that we should go through and try it out on some of our wetter fields and see what it does. So this field, this area over here on the field has always been pretty good, but there's a spot right there in the center that's really wet. There's a spot over here that's just a disaster zone, and then the spot in the far end of the field, that whole area back there is just a swampy mess, and that's why you see that green grass back there. We didn't even till that because it was such a mess. It's all got to be drain tiled permanently. The field over here, that's the brome field, which statistically is always wet, but when it has grass it's less wet. But because I killed off the grass, now there's nothing to absorb the moisture, so now it's wet again. And that has been really tough this year too to get dry. After we had the 10 inches of rain, after we went through and disked this, it really kind of threw the fields through a loop, and so we really need to get them planted if possible. I don't even know, it might be too late. But at the very least, we need to get them prepped. Maybe we can get some winter wheat down or something like that. I don't know. So anyway, this is the subsoiler, and it's on the 3-point arms. 1, 2, 3, and then it's got a big hook right here, and that's what you raise and lower, and it just basically is a big finger that drags through the soil. It's like one big plow, mini plow, I guess you could say. And so it goes down about 2 feet or so, and it fractures the soil down a little bit further, which allows it to drain. So we're seeing how well that does. Then Eric's going to go through with the disc and re-disc it lightly, and then with the basket harrow, put the basket harrow over it, and then hopefully be able to plant at least something. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and run this guy around and see what we can do with him. I got to finish this field for Eric. Eric started it, and go from there. This area we haven't worked at all. That was Eric's food plot last year. We haven't done anything with it this year yet. That big blob right there, I just pulled off the back of the arm. It was just caked with roots. Look at that. So what Eric said to do is to line up your tire with the tire track from the last time, and then here's my drop button right here. Push that and it's gonna go down, and then as I drive forward, see how it's going down. This is my line here. It's basically tearing a nice line down through the soil. The idea is that this will allow the soil to breathe a little bit more and drain off any extra moisture. And I don't know, it might last a year. I don't know exactly how long it'll last, but at least a year, I'd say. This would have been the perfect field work up in the middle of summertime. It wouldn't be wet anymore. We could go through and get rid of all the extra vegetative matter, get that worked into the soil a little bit better. This was all disked, and then I think he took the rototiller over it. And then that part, he started with the basket harrow, but it wasn't working too well. So I think think he's gonna try and disc and then basket harrow right after it. I guess that's the game plan. But this field out here he did, and I don't know, they're about 4 to 5 feet apart, the rows. So I don't know, I was thinking that he was just gonna do the wet areas. I know that's what I'm gonna do on the orchard grass field way out there. The orchard grass field definitely has some wet areas that need this done to it. Ideally to be drain tiled, but at the very least it has to have this run over it. And now's the best time because we're not going to do any hay on it right now, so raise this guy up. Alright, you have to turn. You have to do a 3-point turn. Ew. Right into the hickory bush. Alright, so I'm just running the pattern that Eric had already started and told me to finish. We both have different ideas on what should be done and how it should be done. So unfortunately that's kind of tough because he's kind of the one that makes the plans for everything and how it should operate. But I'm pretty much the one that puts it into work and is out in the field every day, you know, seeing the fruits of the labor, so to speak. If the field isn't done right, I'm the one that's going to pay for it, because I'm the one that's doing the hay usually, or putting the fertilizer down, or all of that stuff. Eric tends to be the one that likes to work the soil, so, and that's fine. But the problem is, if you're working the soil and you never know the end result of it, you don't know how to improve it better. So since neither one of us has any experience doing any of this stuff, you know, we tend to butt heads a lot on what should be done and how it should be done. It'd probably be different if he was the head farmer and I was just helping him out every once in a while. But it's kind of like he's the head farmer, but I'm the one doing all the work. So I don't know. It just makes it a little difficult to, you know, see things through. That's why we tend to butt heads when we're doing hay, and I'm very obsessive about it. Very obsessive about a lot of this stuff. I guess for me, helping me out is helping to attach equipment and telling me how you did it, so I know what to double check. And just giving me the time to do it. I don't have all day to do this stuff because I do take care of the kids and the house and the dinner and the animals. So helping me out is helping me out with all the other stuff that I still have to do, and just letting me finish the farming job and, you know, taking care of the stuff on the domestic end. But yeah, working away. Alright, here's my sad attempt at trying to run contour lines down the hill. And here's our main trench line. Like I'm trying to figure, like, if this was drain tile, how would it flow? So you can see it goes all the way down there, and there's like a natural trench that goes down through there. So it pretty much connected the whole area that was naturally flowing that way, and then all the wet areas are brought down to this point, and then brought down to this point. So everything's just kind of tapered right into this main line. And wasn't the same way that Eric was running his. He was just running his in a basic straight line pattern. But this one I was trying to be a little more precise with contours and such. Over here. So Eric called me up and he's like, well, I did a little research online, and turns out that it doesn't help as much as I thought it did with draining water. So he's like, don't go gung-ho on it, you know, it's not that big of a deal. Well, I've already got like most of this field done by the time he told me, and I was a little disappointed because I was supposed to get some of my own stuff done today that was dependent on the weather. Actually, I had to wash the horses, both horses. The filly has never had a bath in her 5 years of life. I really wanted to get her scrubbed down before fall. And my Palomino, well, he's a boy. So if you're familiar with general hygiene on boy horses, that's what I have to do. And I did a little bit of it the last time, but I ran out of time, so I really, really needed to get that done today. Because, you know, cold water causes shrinkage, so, yeah. Anyhow, I'm not thrilled, because today is literally the last time I'm going to have to do this, at least as far as I can tell, according to the weather. But, ugh. But sometimes it's, you know, stuff that's going to help you make money comes more than stuff that is just general maintenance stuff. So, and the horse is just general maintenance stuff. It doesn't have to be done. It'd be nice, but it doesn't have to be. So, and I'm sweating because the air conditioner quit working. I know you guys are laughing right now. I'm gonna assume that probably just the air filter needs to be cleaned out, or it could be the Freon needs to be recharged. I mean, just the general air conditioning maintenance stuff. I don't know. But you can see I'm like dripping, pouring sweat.